Yesterday, we covered the gigantic PlayStation Store that kicked off in Europe, and now for those of you in North America, we've got a gigantic PlayStation Store sale as well in the Sale of the Dead. It looks like there's a lot of crossover in terms of the deals, but I do want to take a look at it as there are a ton of games on sale, and while it is the Sale of the Dead, a lot of these games are just generally great games. It's not like we have 100 Outlast clones on sale. No, we have a lot of fantastic games and a lot of great deals on them as well. And speaking of great deals, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is seeing a little bit of a discount right now at Amazon. That game is being received very well, so to save a little bit on it, I would say that's a plus. And the deals don't end there. Over at Green Man Gaming, you can get 7% off on PlayStation 4 titles, excluding Red Dead Redemption 2 or PlayStation Network credit. But to save 7% on, say, Marvel Spider-Man, that's pretty good. Also, if you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, a surprise game has just dropped today. It's for PlayStation 3 players, unfortunately, so that is kind of a drawback, but it's a pretty quirky game, a pretty thematic game for the month of October, so I do want to give it a shout. Also, I want to go over a pretty interesting statistic about PlayStation 4 downloads and how much they account for the entire global internet traffic, and it's higher than I expected. Also, a personally highly anticipated fighting game of mine is getting a free demo right now. It's going to be a timed demo, and it's available both in North America and Europe, so I'll go over that at the end of this video. First, let's go over all of the fantastic deals available right now. The Sale of the Dead has kicked off, and it'll be running from October 19th until November 2nd, so you've got a lot of time to take advantage of these deals, and we're talking a lot of fantastic deals. So Alien Isolation is 70% off for $8.99, fantastic deal. The Collection is 70% off for $11.99 as well. Amnesia Collection is down to $8.99. Bloodborne, the Complete Edition bundle, is $12.24. That is absolutely fantastic. One of the best PlayStation 4 games to this day still. You can't say enough good things about Bloodborne. Dead Rising, all of those games are discounted. Dead Rising 1 is $5.99. Dead Rising 2 is $5.99. Off the Record is $5.99. DR4 is $19.99, and the triple pack is $14.87. Death's Gambit is already seeing a little bit of a discount, 40% off for $11.99. I was a bigger fan of that game than most people, and at that price, I would definitely give it a recommendation. The Devil May Cry games are discounted. DMC4 Special Edition is down to $7.49. Devil May Cry HD Collection is $17.99. The Collection and Devil May Cry 4, for both of them, you can get that for $26.99. Kind of odd, that's actually a little bit more expensive than just buying the HD Collection and the Special Edition separately. I don't get why Capcom does that, but hey, that's their decision. Killzone Shadowfall is 80% off for $3.99. That seems to be a deal that's regularly available. When they did the PlayStation Hit sale, that was also 80% off for $3.99. Then all of the Resident Evil games are discounted, so great deals on those. RE4 is 60% off for $7.99. I wish that was a little bit cheaper, honestly, at this point. I mean, Resident Evil 4 was a PlayStation 2 title, so I would like to see that at $4.99, but hey, that's just me being cheap as hell. The other RE titles are on sale as well. RE5, RE6, those are $7.99. RE7 is a little bit more expensive, as it typically is. That's at $19.49. RE Revelations is on sale as well. That's $7.99, and you can get RE Revelations 1 and 2 as a bundle for $16. Soma, a very thematic game for the month of October, is 70% off for $8.99. That's a great deal on that. The Order 1886 is 80% off for $3.99. Another deal that's regularly available. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition is 60% off for $19.99. It would be great if that gets a little bit cheaper. I know that's me being really cheap, because The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition for $20, that's an absolute bargain for the amount of quality and the amount of content you're getting, but it's been $19.99 for so long. If it just dropped even to like $17.99 or God forbid $14.99, my God, that would be an incredible deal, but it's still sticking around with $19.99, and I think a lot of people will buy it regardless. The Walking Dead Collection, the Telltale series, is 40% off for $29.99, so if you want to take a look at that, kind of unfortunate, because if you did pre-order the final season, you just got this as a perk, so if you missed out on that, that's kind of unfortunate, but hey, it is available. Until Dawn is 75% off for $4.99, great deal on that, and there are a bunch of other deals on top of that. I think this is a sale that we will be going over more in depth, because there's a lot of games that are discounted and a lot of deals that you guys can take advantage of, so expect a video looking at this sale more in depth sometime soon. For those of you that are still on the fence about picking up Assassin's Creed Odyssey, yes, it's been received very well by critics and fans alike, and you can get it at a little bit of a discount over at Amazon right now. It is $10 off to $49.99. Now, I would only pick this up if you're super eager to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. As I've mentioned in the past, Ubisoft games tend to go on sale rather quickly. We've seen with Far Cry 5 that game went on sale very, very quickly. Now you can pick it up for around $30 to $35, and with Black Friday right around the corner, remember that Assassin's Creed Origins released last year in October around the same time frame of Odyssey, and during that year's Black Friday, it was already down to $29.99. I wouldn't be shocked if Odyssey is down to at least $34.99 or even $29.99, just like Origins was last year. And considering we do have some big games that'll keep you guys busy like RDR2, Fallout 76 that you guys are really excited for, maybe you can wait a little bit longer on Odyssey. And I think that would be the smartest route to go if you're worried about your wallet. But hey, if you're super eager to play the game, saving $10 on a game that just released definitely isn't a bad thing. Moving on, and we're continuing on with the deals talk. If you use the code PS7 over at Green Man Gaming, no, this is not identifying the release of the PlayStation 7. It's just the code that Green Man Gaming is running, and you can save 7% on a bunch of PlayStation 4 titles. I believe it's effective on everything except for Red Dead Redemption 2 because that's a game people are just gonna buy anyway. Some games you can utilize the code with: Assassin's Creed Odyssey if you do want a digital copy of that game, Marvel's Spider-Man, that game is seemingly not going on sale, and a couple of other titles as well. So again, use the code PS7 over at Green Man Gaming to save 7% on everything except for RDR2 and PlayStation Network wallet codes. Moving on from that, PlayStation Plus subscribers, you have another game to take advantage of. However, this is a PlayStation 3 title, but it is a pretty notable game for the month of October, and it is Infamous Festival of Blood. Now, this is a game I don't think a lot of you guys actually know about. It was a standalone Infamous release. It came out a couple of years ago after the release of Infamous 2, and it was a thematic game for the Halloween period. It's a very short game. It was released at $9.99, but it was a cool take on the Infamous world, and it has you take on the role of Cole McGrath in a thrilling new standalone story which pits you against bloodthirsty vampires on a single terrifying night in the city of New Moraes. You wield new powers to defeat savage enemies and explore or create never-ending supply of new levels with the user-generated content mode. I personally enjoy the game. Again, just don't go into the game experiencing your full-blown Infamous experience. It would be so awesome if games like this were just available on the PlayStation 4 through backwards compatibility like they are on the Xbox One when they put out 360 games as games with gold titles. That's something I hope someday will happen. And maybe with the PS5, if it does feature backwards compatibility with all the legacy PlayStation consoles, adding games like Infamous Festival of Blood to your library might not be a bad idea, because retroactively they could be added to your library then, and you could play them on a PlayStation 5 even if you don't have a PlayStation 3 right now. Just adding these games to your library, just thinking a little bit ahead. That's something I should have really been mentioning when I talk about these PlayStation 3 games, because you never know how the PS5 is going to turn out, and if it is able to play all of the PS3 games that you're getting with PlayStation Plus, well, that gives you big reason to add these PS3 games to your library. So that's just something to note. Otherwise, if you do have a PS3 and you never played Infamous Festival of Blood for the month of October, I think it's a quirky game to check out. And moving on from that, a pretty interesting statistic was put out on how much the PlayStation 4 downloads account for global internet traffic. Now, PlayStation downloads are at 2.7%, which to me is rather high. Now, Netflix is at a whopping 15%, YouTube is at 11.4%, Prime Video is at 3.7%, but PlayStation downloads was the only gaming-related platform that was present here. And seeing that it is at 2.7% of the total global internet traffic, I think that's pretty interesting. I don't know how the consumer base is going to make of this statistic, but something interesting to note, as it does seem like more and more gamers are downloading their games off the PlayStation Store instead of buying physical retail copies. I personally will always be someone that appreciates physical hard copies, but it does seem like the consumer base is evolving a little bit. And lastly, Omen of Sorrow is a fighting game that not a lot of gamers are talking about, but it looks rather interesting. While it doesn't have a gigantic roster of characters, it looks like each character is well fleshed out and different from one another. And if you're not yet completely sold on the game is getting a second limited time demo on the PlayStation Network in both North America and Europe. This is essentially a trial of the game. It's not like anything else is really going to change ahead of its November 20th release. It was actually scheduled to release a little bit earlier than that, but it was pushed to November 20th physically, and it will be coming digitally on November 6th. And by the way, if you are in Europe, the physical version over there will be launching on November 6th as well. It's only November 20th here in North America. But check out the demo of Omen of Sorrow. I think it's a game when people check it out, they will be really captivated by it. I know we've had a lot of fighting game releases. Just today, we had the release of Soul Calibur 6, and I know if you're into fighting games, you're probably pretty busy with that, but don't let Omen of Sorrow go by. I think it could be a game that surprises a lot of people, and with the free demo available right now, why not check it out? So that's gonna conclude this video. Again, the gigantic sale of the dead is going on right now. A lot of discounts on a lot of fantastic games, so take advantage of that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is down to $49.95 over at Amazon, so pretty good there. 7% off a bunch of PlayStation 4 titles at Green Man Gaming with the code PS7. If you have a PlayStation 3 and you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you can check out Infamous Festival of Blood absolutely free. PlayStation 4 downloads account for 2.7% of global internet traffic, and Omen of Sorrow gets a free demo that is playable right now. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.